Have you guys read this article yet by 972? We finally got a piece of journalism here. It's called Lavender, the AI machine directing I-Word's bombing spree in Gaza. The I-Word army has marked tens of thousands of Gazans as suspects for assassination using an AI targeting system with very little human oversight and a permissive policy for casualties. Some jackass who wrote a book about how easy it is to kill people with AI and robots, he's literally leading the team that is doing this in I-Word right now. And his biggest problem is that the human bottleneck of selecting targets. Dude, we need targets ASAP, now. Come on, get me them targies. So they have an AI called Lavender. Isn't that cute? Isn't that a cute little name? Just wait, the name of their other AI system is even better. And no, I'm not talking about gospel. All three of their AIs are amazing. And let's be real, they're all Sam Altmans, I'm sure. They talked to 6 IOF soldiers and who said that Lavender has played a central role in the unprecedented bombing of Palestinians, especially during the early stages of the war. They essentially treated the outputs of the AI machine as if it were a human decision. Don't worry, guys. Lavender's just selecting all of the operatives for ISIS and Islamic Jihad and the Palestinian and H group or whatever. But let's be real, everyone is HMOS, aren't they? Aren't they, I-Word? During the first weeks of the war, the army almost completely relied on Lavender, which clocked as many as 37,000 Palestinians as suspected militants and their homes for possible airstrike. Officers gave sweeping approvals for Lavender kill lists. They said no requirements to thoroughly check why the machine made any of these choices. Just get me lists. I have bombs from America. I need to I have to drop them now. Human personnel often served only as a rubber stamp for the machine's decisions. Great. Individuals would personally devote only 20 seconds to each target before authorizing a bombing, just to make sure that Lavender's marked target is male. They said, this thing is 10% accurate or 90% accurate, so no matter what, we definitely are going to hit 10% civilians that don't deserve it. But as long as we check and make sure it's male, it seems like this system's doing pretty good. I mean, we consider all males in Gaza to be Hamas, so it doesn't matter. Who cares? Moreover, the IOF systematically attacked the targeted individuals while they were in their homes, usually at night while their whole families were present. It was easier to locate the individuals in their private homes, duh. And guess what they called it? Where's Daddy? That's what they called their cute little AI that assassinates like 17-year-old young men at their home with their moms. They call it Where's Daddy. Get it? Because, boom, they're like, where's Daddy? Where's Daddy coming home? Daddy comes home. Boom! They take out your whole house. They wait until they enter their residences and take out your whole family. And the result, predictably, was that that thousands of Palestinians, most of them women and children, or people who were not involved in the fighting, were wiped out by I-Word airstrikes. That's awesome, guys. Good job. Most moral army. Yes. We were not interested in killing Hamas operatives only when they were in military building or engaged in military activity. The IDF, we bomb them in homes without hesitation as a first option. It's much easier for families home. It's easier to find, has address. No work for me. A fundamental difference between the two systems, between the gospel and between the Lavenders. The gospel does pick a building. The army claims militants operate from. Lavender marks people, puts them on a kill list. The army preferred to only use unguided missiles, commonly known as dumb bombs, in contrast to smart precision bombs, which can destroy entire buildings on top of the occupants. Because they didn't want to waste the expensive ones. They said, just throw a dumb one at the dumb guy. You don't want to waste expensive bombs on unimportant people. It's very expensive for the country, and there's a shortage of these bombs. What country? What country? Are you talking about I-Word? They're not paying for them. I'm paying for them. You motherfucking rat. with many of these attacks killing civilians and entire families as collateral damage. That's awesome. That's really cool, guys. Most moral army. In an unprecedented move, for every junior Hamas operative that Lavender marked, it was permissible to kill up to 15 or 20 civilians. In the past, the military did not authorize any collateral damage during assassinations of low-ranking militants, i.e. not militants, just people, because this isn't about militants. This is about being national Zionists, because guys, they're national Zionists. They're national Zionists. National Zionists. That's what they are. That's what they do. They're going to be national Zionists. Dude, in the event that the target was a senior Hamas official with the rank of battalion or brigadier general, the army on several occasions authorized the killing of more than 100 civilians in the assassination of a single command. The IOF calls human targets people that can be killed at their home even if there's civilians around, and they just call everyone human targets. Isn't that awesome? Since this was an especially brutal way to kill someone, often by killing entire family alongside the target, such human targets were marked very carefully, and only senior military commanders were bombed in their homes. There is a list. There is a list. In previous wars, an officer had to go through a complex and lengthy incrimination process, cross-check evidence that the person was indeed a senior member of Hamas, but no more. Once they added all these frickin' names to this list, they said, oh, we're gonna have to rely on AI, guys. I don't think we can get the people to do this anymore. There's just too many names that we're putting on this list, so we can't siphon it all. We can't sort it all. Feels like the problem is that you have too many targets, maybe, huh? That's what we've been saying anyway. They wanted to allow us to attack the junior operatives automatically. That's the holy grail. Once you go automatic, target generation goes crazy, brother. If Lavender decided an individual was a militant in Hamas, they were essentially asked to treat that as an order with no requirement to independently check why the machine made that choice or to examine the raw intelligence data. We took out thousands of people. We didn't go through one by one. We put everything into automated system, and as soon as one was marked individuals was home, we immediately became a target. We bombed him in his house with his wife. It was very surprising for me that we were asked to bomb a house to kill a ground soldier whose importance in the fighting was so low. I nicknamed these targets garbage targets, but they're all garbage because they're all Palestinian, right? Isn't that what we say? Still, I found them more ethical than the targets that we bombed just for deterrence. High-rises that are evacuated and toppled just to cause destruction. They admit this shit. They say this shit out loud, and then they talk out of one side of their mouth and then do another thing. They know that Americans are stupid, and that's all that they're banking on. They say, these stupid-ass Americans, they will never tell us not to stop killing these dumb rodent people. That's what they think Palestinians are. That's what they think, dude. They said, these dummies will never catch on to us. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm about fucking had it, right? Pay attention, because this is coming for us. The Lavender software analyzes info collected on most of the 2.3 million residents of the Gaza Strip through a system of mass surveillance, then assesses and ranks the likelihood of each particular person is active in the military wing of Hamas or PIJ, rating from 1 to 100, expressing how likely it is that they are a militant. I wonder what my number is. 120? We humans cannot process so much information. It doesn't matter how many people you have tasked to produce targets during the war. You still cannot produce enough targets per day. The solution to this problem, he says, is artificial intelligence. How about no more fucking targets, you monsters? Dude, all their data's fucked up. Everything they got is biased and shit. All the phones they get are people passing them around. These people have no idea what they're doing. They are literally just bloodthirsty, demon, national Zionists. This commander has a new system for targeting dangerous people, but who's picking who's dangerous? Who? This fucking AI is just guessing, dude, and it's wrong all the time. Officers are not required to independently review anything from this fucking machine. Everything's fucking arbitrary. There's no rules. There's no one watching over us. Guys, this shit is coming for us. In Brooklyn, in Portland, in Atlanta, everywhere. Seriously, it's coming for us. This is unparalleled in my memory, and I have much more trust in a statistical mechanism than a soldier who lost a friend 2 days ago. Everyone there, including me, lost people on October 7th. The machine did it coldly, and that made it easier. Killing should not be easy, you fucking shortcut-taking monsters. What the fuck?